Yeah. Yeah, we're live streaming too. All right, I'm going to go on isolation here. I'd like to thank everybody who's joined us here live here at NBCChicago.com. I'm Mike Lorber reporting with the Sky 5 crew. We are looking down on 103rd Street here in Oak Lawn. We're a couple blocks west of Cicero Avenue at Blake Lamb Funeral Home. This is the end point of the procession for fallen Chicago police officer Andrés Vásquez Lasso. This procession went from the medical examiner's office, which we showed you the other night, is all the way on the near west side of the city. That is on Harrison, west of Levitt. So the procession went all the way down on Western Avenue, Western Avenue being the longest running street in the city of Chicago, starting near Roosevelt Road and went all the way down to 103rd Street. And then west on 103rd from the Beverly area on Western over here to Oak Lawn. What you're seeing now, very sad time. It appears the family of the officer on one side and other officers on the other side, they will be transporting the fallen officer's body into Blake Lamb Funeral Home here. The procession at one point was about 3 miles long. When it was on Western Avenue, it covered basically from 103rd all the way down to 79th Street. Now, the procession has pretty much made its way into the lot here at Blake Lamb Funeral Home, or across the street of the bowling alley in Oak Lawn. They do have 103rd shut down just for a block or two here from about Cicero Avenue to Kilpatrick or so. see this somber moment here again. The body of fallen police officer Andrés Vásquez Lasso now being taken out of the Chicago Fire Department ambulance and moved into Blake Lamb Funeral Home here in Oak Lawn as everybody stands at attention. Again, Officer Lasso was killed Wednesday just before 5 in the afternoon at 52nd and Spalding, responding to a domestic call of a person with a gun. And during that response, there was a pursuit and shots were fired at close range between Officer Lasso and an 18-year-old young man. Both were shot. Officer Lasso being rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital and was pronounced just before 6 o'clock of that night. The 18-year-old man taken to Stroger Hospital was in critical condition at last call. There was a procession on Wednesday night that you saw us cover initially from Mount Sinai over to the medical examiner's office. This is the second portion of a process that unfortunately our crew has become way too familiar with, where there's a procession taking the officer's body here to the funeral home. They will have services in a few days. The time and date of that have not been scheduled. And then the largest procession will be likely, again, the plans haven't been announced yet, but likely will be a large procession here in Oak Lawn from Blake and Lamb near 103rd, just west of Cicero, to wherever the final resting place will be. We don't have details on that. There are several cemeteries that are within a few miles south and east of here, down south of Oak Lawn and Worth, and then several that border Mount Greenwood and Beverly, east of Sacramento. But we're not sure of any of those details yet, but that procession likely will be significantly larger than this one. When Officer Ella French's procession a few years ago, at one point was about 7 to 8 miles long. What happens with the final services is you have law enforcement community that comes in from several suburbs, City of Chicago, Illinois State Police, and a lot of other people as well. From a traffic perspective, you can now see that 103rd Street has been reopened here. So